or something. Another one was showing cutting his hair with a Flowbee that they used to use years ago.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Well, we're early.
Yeah, I was telling Vicky, she gets a gold star. She was the first one on.
Well, I
But,
was kind of tinkering. It's been a couple of weeks. I just wanted to make sure I was doing everything right.
Yep. You did everything correctly. So, yeah, I'm assuming it's the same over there, Vicky, but it's a rainy day here, Jane.
Who
It's,
is it?
it's one of those rains where it's just kind of like steady. It's not real hard. It's not real windy or stormy. It's just a steady rain.
April.
I've been taking my dogs out between rainstorms. I hate the rain. So.
Oh,
How are you doing, Jane?
I'm doing pretty good. I played
Good.
pickleball this morning, so
Good.
um,
I just signed up to have a refresher course because it's been a year since I've played.
I hadn't played for a year, but it does come back. You will be surprised at how
I was never very good to
you're
begin
not quite
with.
as good as you were before.
No, well, I never played tennis or anything, so I'm just
I
not
didn't
really, it
either.
all seems very, it's just not normal natural movements for me.
Yeah. I do enjoy it, but I'm not good. But it's good exercise, I guess.
Yeah. I wasn't good at golf either. I was in the hit and giggle league. I just didn't play it enough to care. But
Yeah.
Well, Christy and Ron, until you got on, we were all talking about each other's hair. And Christy, by the way, your hair is always cute. Ron, your
Thank
hair
you.
is especially darling today.
Good hair.
And Tommy, your hair always looks great.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, they thought I had a haircut, but no, I'm just,
No, I was hoping it was that. It's very
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, it's,
Next week.
It's
but,
cute.
I've got an appointment to get it cut next Friday.
I don't know.
I kind of
don't
forget
know.
what it looked like before.
Me
Well,
too.
it looked like that because he kind of always wore it back.
Yeah,
Well, but see, think of all the time you haven't had to waste going to a barber shop or getting your hair cut, and it still looked good.
well, thank you,
It
Christy.
does.
I,
It does.
I've had some people say, hey, don't get it cut, but it's kind of a pain.
I bet it is.
Oh, is it?
Washing it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it? Why would that be a pain? I don't get it. Tell me.
well,
Why more of a
certainly,
pain?
certainly washing your hair takes longer, but
Longer to dry.
until, it's just now,
Oh.
as I'm finally getting it cut, it's just about now finally long enough where when I pull it back, all of it will stay back because
Yeah, you
it
got it
has
long.
been,
You're right.
some of the side stuff wasn't long enough and it would keep falling down in my face.
Right.
Does
Right.
Jane Ann want
I,
you to
I
cut?
think you could pull that all back damp and just stick your little ponytail in and let it dry. I don't know. No, you wouldn't have to dry. I don't dry my
Oh, no,
hair
I
or
never,
it'd be-
no, I don't.
Yeah,
dry
I never
it.
dry my hair.
No.
It'd be all over the place.
Yeah.
No, it's
Hi, Betsy. How are you
Well-
today?
We're good. Tom's
Good.
here, around the corner.
Hey.
There you
good.
go. There.
Hi.
I always
So,
thought longer hair was easier to take care of. I wish mine were still thick enough that I could just put it back in a ponytail and do that, but this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I haven't had long hair since college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wait,
I
I-
haven't had long hair.
probably because of age, I don't know, but I mean, I thought I had thick hair, but I don't have thick hair. My hair is fine.
Oh,
And of course, it's not nearly, it's, but
at least you.
Looks
Hey,
good.
Yeah, at least you have hair.
yeah.
It's right. No, it looks good.
Hair grew in all different directions. One reason I got mine cut off.
I used
My,
to,
my husband was bald and he just started shaving it all off, and both of my sons are now shaving what they have left off. They just rather
Yeah,
not look bald and rather just have a shaved head.
Really?
well, that's such a neat style though. And most guys look very good with it.
I
They can
had-
just.
Yeah.
zip
I
it
had a
all
boss.
off.
Well, I had a boss that had a comb over, and we'd go outside, and the wind would and it'd go up. It looks so silly.
Well,
And it
my
wasn't
good
husband
job.
used to have a few people that had toupees, and they'd have to go in into these big factories where they have the blowers, and they'd be just panic stricken holding their hair. I was glad he never went that way. I'd like bald better.
Yeah.
Well, you need a hairnet
Yeah.
for
So-
guys.
Yeah, so Ron, you haven't ever caved to actually shave your head. You still got hair.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't shaved it. I still have hair, but I got bald spots, as you can see. And, I find it's a lot easier to take care of this way. I don't have to worry about getting out of the shower and how long it's gonna take me to dry it and all of that. But that's my lazy side.
Those are women problems.
That's right.
Well, some women. Not all of us have to worry about that.
Well, TK, what are you doing around to the side, around the corner? What are you doing?
He's opening a wine bottle.
I got a wine
Oh,
bottle.
that's good.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
But it has.
So I guess that's okay.
What time is it there, Betsy?
Well, it's 2:00.
Oh, shoot, okay.
It's but it's a Saturday. I mean,
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we got some more folks coming on.
Who's that new guy in the corner named Tom?
Yeah, he's not there.
Where's that? Oh, that's TK.
I'm
No,
talking about
you.
you. You got a
Me?
haircut.
You, Tom.
Oh, he
Porter.
did.
Did you get a haircut?
No, he didn't.
No, it's in a cool ponytail.
Oh, oh, it looked
Oh.
like you'd gotten a haircut.
No,
it looks
no, I
good.
just,
On the and
I just pulled.
I love your hair long. You look
Really?
like
It's
some,
cute. It's good.
one of our forefathers or something. I really like it.
profile.
Well, I'll tell you what. I sent that music. I don't know if any of you guys watched that,
Yeah.
but I noticed that some of those guys that played on that still had real long hair. It made me maybe rethink it. But Carol, I was telling them I got an appointment for this next Friday to get my hair cut finally.
But
It
we'll
will-
let you know next Saturday what we think.
Okay.
Yeah, whether you should grow it back for another year.
Well, at least I know now that it takes, I don't know if I told you guys this, but about a year it was last summer sometime, a guy came to do some work on the house. I forget what he had to do. But he had his hair was long enough where he actually had it back in like a braid. And my hair was, growing out. And I said, I'm not getting a haircut because it's just too scary over there. And I said, well, so how long does it take to get it to where you've got it? He says, I guarantee you, it's going to take at least a year before you can even pull it back and, it'll stay there. And for me, it's been about right now. So it's been about 14, let's see, March, April. Yeah, it's been 14
Yeah.
months.
Oh,
Yep.
Tom, save your money.
Save my money.
Right.
It does look good.
What
Well,
does
thank you. I
what does
appreciate it.
Jane Ann think about it? Does she want you to get it cut or does she like it long?
I think she wants me to get it cut, but she doesn't want me to get it cut by the barber that I'll be going to.
Oh.
Oh,
And so I don't know, but I've been going to this lady for years and she's younger than we are, but she's got some health issues. And her husband just passed away and I wouldn't have the heart.
Yeah.
Like last year, I paid her and all she does, when she does my hair, it's like just a barber. She's not a stylist or anything like that. But I have always paid her I think her price is like $25. I would always give her like $45 and I got it cut once a month.
Wow.
So last year when I stopped, I just wrote a check and sent it in the mail for the last 10 months. I said, here, because I know you would have been counting on
oh my
this.
gosh.
That was nice.
That's nice.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm still in business. I've got clients. And if all of a sudden the client said, hey, we're not going to do anything, all of a sudden that revenue you were counting on is gone.
That's right.
And I knew that she couldn't afford that.
No, that's very
So-
understandable.
So
that's very
what the
kind
heck?
of you.
And I don't have the heart not to keep going to her. So,
Okay.
It's hard to break up with your hairdresser.
Yeah.
yeah,
It
Well-
is. It is.
if it weren't for all of those circumstances she's got, it wouldn't be that tough for me to break up with
Yeah.
her. But it's just a haircut. What the
It
heck?
is. It's only
Yeah.
hair.
It'll grow out, Tom.
Yeah, it'll grow. Look, listen to this guy. See, now there's the guy who has the head of hair right there.
Who are you talking to?
You, TK.
I was just primping in the bathroom and I thought, man, I could bend over a little more, you can see it, but
Yeah, but Betsy was telling us
Not
about how
much,
you
though.
crimp in the bathroom, buddy.
I'm nervous about it. You know?
It'll be okay.
When I see you all again in person, you can expect it, but yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference. Nobody's complaining.
Hey,
Hasn't-
bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not complaining about it down here in the lower right. Right, Bob?
Okay. Hi, Bob.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
Hey.
I haven't been watching it. Is Bo in the Master?
No.
Not this year.
But you know, he got a hole in one once during the Masters. Number
He did.
16.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think he shot a 64 round once.
Like in
Bob could tell us all about it. but
like
Yeah.
in 2012
What's
or something like that.
Where's that
Tell you
one?
about what, TK?
Say what, Bob?
Tell you about what?
About Bo's performance in the past. He's not at the Masters this year, but he's done well. Has a hole in one, shot
Yeah.
a 64, made
In
a
the-
charge on the back nine one year, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, in the final round, I think it is 60.
Yeah, final round 64.
Right.
Wow.
He's got some crystal.
Yeah,
They
sure
give you-
did.
Yeah, they get some fine
One of
crystal.
9, I think, when at the time it shot 64 at the Masters.
Wow.
I have a couple of Eagles
I believe
too.
that's
I think.
right, yeah. Good
Yeah.
story. I was talking to him the other day, and Tony Romo, who's the guy most of you recognize from CBS
Yeah,
and NFL football. They were over at Jim Nance's house at a big party after the AT&T Invitational. And Tony Romo's got a beer in his hand, you know, which is pretty typical. Said, guys, I played with the best player in the world today. And everybody kind of backed up, looked at the pairing sheet, and said, this guy's Zalatoris. And
yeah,
I
Yeah.
played with they'll be the #1 player in the world someday.
right.
Second place right now at the Masters, just made a birdie to go 7 under.
Yeah, I did.
I had never heard of the guy. He'd been all over the place. Rick Putoff and I were on the phone a while ago. We looked it up. Played his way on from the Corn Ferry Tour.
Right.
Had 11 wins or 11 top 10s or something in a row in the Corn Ferry Tour, which is the tour below the PGA Tour. But the guy's for real. He just hit 2 shots on number 2, knocked it
Yeah.
up about 5 feet and made birdie.
Seems,
So, I mean, you might want to remember as you watch golf.
Yeah. seems unfazed by any pressure. He's only 24. I think he's
Yeah.
from San Francisco, but went to Wake Forest. Arnold Palmer.
Right,
Scholar.
you sure did, Tom, yeah.
Mhm.
And Rick
Referred
said
by-
he weighs about $150, doesn't he, TK?
Yeah,
About $1.50, yeah.
he's 6'2", 165. Anybody remember those days?
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't miss your
well,
father.
well, now TK, I don't mean to brag, but I'm down to about 165,
Wow.
but
That
I'm
makes-
not 6'2".
Wow.
Oh, really?
We're all
6'2".
shrinking. So,
Are you serious? The guy's 6'2" and he's 165. I mean, he would be a string bean.
Uh-huh.
Catch him on TV, Tom.
yeah.
Wow.
His waist size looks like about a 26.
Wow.
Wow.
He's not big around.
The winner
Yeah.
gets a little over $2 million, plus all the merchandise that you can peddle then, and everybody wants to talk to you and sign you for. So maybe you'll win.
Well, Carol Fleming's been working out to go on the ladies tour.
Or-
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I had a 52 the other day on 9.
Oh,
Wow.
Good job.
Doesn't that sound really good? I mean, I don't know.
Sounds good to me, I'll tell you.
It sounds good to me. It's like, I mean, that after all, I mean, it was 9 holes. It's not like you were going into the hundreds with just 9 holes, the way I've did one time decades ago. It's like,
Holes are so small and you have to go from so far away.
yeah.
Silly game.
Wow. Hey, now that Susie Ross and maybe Becky, I copied a few of you on it, that I did send an email this week to John Wilson, John Browning, to Dottie Clackham.
Blackham?
And then I sent an email just earlier today, because I thought I had added her to the list, and then but then I couldn't find it. And that's David Harold's cousin, Sherry Gaddis, Sherry Harold. And but I haven't heard from anybody. I didn't hear from anybody.
Hey, Tom,
And Tom, I want to tell you that Dottie has been very sick. And she
Who's
had
sick?
a gallbladder attack. They took the stone out and it was cancer.
Oh,
So then they had to go in and remove all of that. So right now she's on chemo. So that's why she's not joining us.
Oh, geez.
now,
Well,
where does
then-
she live? Where does she live?
She lives in Charleston. Not Charleston, no. That's where we go. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Huh.
So
Now,
Wow,
how did
that's-
you hear? Have you been staying in touch with her, or how?
oh,
did
we talk about every week.
Oh, nice.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
So
you
I'm
know,
getting it. Yeah.
where's Jane Ann?
Jane Ann went down to Vincennes to see her sister.
Oh,
And
that's
Vicky said, "Oh, gee, I didn't know that she had a sister."
oh,
And I said, "Well, she does."
There's a
but
baby sister, doesn't she? A little
Yeah,
sister?
she's
yeah, it's a baby sister.
Really, that's what I remember her.
yeah,
having a
she's 15 years younger. So
Yeah.
when Jane Ann was, let's see,
baby- was a baby
17,
sister.
she graduated when she was 17. So she
Okay.
had this graduation party,
With a 2-year-old.
and her sister was 2 years old running around at that park.
I
Wow.
remember she had a baby sister. I do remember that.
I remember that, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But they have become the closest of friends.
Oh, how nice.
Good.
Yeah, and so her sister Debbie has 2 children. Of course, they're both grown. The oldest of the 2 is Katie, and Katie has 2 children. And so she went down, and the younger of the 2 is a boy, and he's up in Anderson, Indiana. But so they live down in Vincennes, and so Jane Ann went down there to visit them for this
Well, that's
weekend.
nice.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I got to stay home and take care of the cats.
There you go.
And I thought that I was going to get my ass killed yesterday, because I'm a kind of a pushover, and the cats like to go out when it's starting to get evening. So I thought, okay, I'll let you out one more time. Well, all of a sudden, the small, we've got 3 of them, the small little cat, all of a sudden she disappeared.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And I was out
good.
walking the neighborhood calling her. Well, then come to find out, my next door neighbors told me that, well, there had been a dog, somebody's dog got loose, and the dog was in our yard and probably scared the little cat. And then she finally shows up at the back door.
Oh,
and
that's
she has
good.
this big bushy tail, but I'm sweating bullets. I'm thinking, oh my God, oh my God, if I lose this little cat. So anyway, so they're not going out. They're done. But anyway, it's kind of easy today to keep them in because they don't like to go out in the rain.
It's pouring down rain,
Right.
Tom. Yeah, it's
Oh,
pouring.
it's dismal.
It is dismal. That's a good word for it.
Well, back to Dottie, Sandy. Do you know, does she even feel well enough to watch these videos?
She
Probably
might.
not.
No, she has watched a couple, but she's just not.
Well, I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't, yeah. So would you, the next time you're speaking with her, just tell her that we all, you brought us up to date and we all send our,
Yeah, please do.
yeah,
I
our
will.
concern and our, wishing her well and hopefully. So if she had a gallbladder, isn't that like something that you can take out?
Oh, yeah, they took it out.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was the gallstone. She said it was the luckiest thing in her life. She was sick.
Exactly.
She had
have
a
that.
gallstone. They took it out. They saw that it was cancerous. And and a lot of people who have gallbladder
That's
cancer
amazing.
don't make it because they don't know. And so, yes, she went in and
They don't feel.
they feel like they have everything, but she still takes chemo. I don't know why they do that, but
It's just a precaution to for a safeguard.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. But yeah, she was really sick, but she considers that little gallstone, it wasn't little, but a blessing.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully she won't have to take too much chemo because I've known people who, because of having to take such strong chemo and for a longer period of time, then they have bad side effects from that. So,
Yeah. She
forget
seems
what-
pretty good when I talk with her on the phone. She has her good days and days that aren't that great, but she seems really pretty good. So,
Good.
yeah,
Mhm.
I hope I don't ever get cancer because I don't think I could handle chemo.
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
You really aren't gonna have a choice,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Well,
What happens is that something will kick in that will make you do whatever you have to do and you get through
Yeah.
it.
And you
That's
do it.
right. That's right.
I have a nephew who has colon cancer and has been on chemo for a long, long time, and it keeps coming back and coming back. And he is starting immunotherapy,
Good.
and that he's starting with one cycle of it, and that is where the cells that they put in him will train his body's cells to kill the cancer cells.
Oh my
And then you-
gosh.
Then he starts another cycle, and where they just what cells do they give him then? Oh, I'm not remembering. But that his body develops the ability to kill the cancer cells.
Wow,
How
that's,
old is he?
He's in his 40s,
40.
46, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. Oh,
I was thinking
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
our son will be 46 next week and our daughter had just turned 50. So it's like, yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a good friend. He and I were roommates in college. In fact, he was like at the University of Toledo, he was Bob Van Pelt at the University of Toledo. He was the center long snapper. But anyway, he had a daughter, and when she was 42, they diagnosed stage 4 colon cancer, and she passed away at 44, and she went through hell.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
this
and
nephew-
I believe that Rick Putoff's brother also died of colon cancer.
really?
Steve, do you remember Steve Putoff? I know you might not remember.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, he died of colon cancer, and
The
Rick said
older or younger?
it's terrible.
older-
Younger.
Younger.
Young.
Couple of years younger.
That was many years ago, but
2 years,
Hmm.
yeah.
that
So
was,
Diane, how long is this, and who did you say this was, a nephew?
A nephew, yeah, a nephew.
And how long has he been fighting it?
I think it's about 6 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was to the point where he was down to the last time he was going to be able to take the chemo. and there was nothing left to do. So they're trying this immunotherapy, and hopefully it'll work.
Yeah.
It's so far his scans and all are good.
Well, that's great.
Good.
Okay. Okay.
That's good.
Well.
I did want to say, Tom, if I may, that Jane, I saw this on Facebook. I don't know whether the rest of you did or not, but she was in a beautiful blue, dark blue dress. And
Thank
she
you.
looked, I mean, like a movie star. You
Yes.
really did.
Yes.
You did.
She
Oh,
has- she's-
Well, thank
that
you.
dress was made for her.
Well,
Oh,
I want to
oh,
tell you,
I mean, not literally, but she found it and it
Oh,
was.
I found
looks
it
like it looks
at a
like it was made for you,
consignment
Jane.
store.
Well, it
Yeah,
looks
at
like-
consignment stores where she got it,
I knew I would only
And-
wear it one time because, you
but
know,
it was like perfect for her. It was.
It
the
was.
picture, your picture and everything was,
oh,
it was just the best.
It was.
So it was a
stunning.
really
It
fun
looks
evening
stunning.
because we all had to dress up and
Dress up,
Wow,
and Jane found the dress at the price. I mean.
you did.
You
yes, I
didn't
did.
even empty your pockets, you know, she was able to get that dress. It
And
was
it's
so
still
perfect.
hanging in my closet. Never has been worn since.
Who knows? You
Thank
might
you.
have some occasion.
Well,
Well,
I
you can
never-
always,
never
you can
know.
always put it on
You
for a Zoom call and then we can all see
Oh,
it.
that's true. That's-
Save it for the 60th reunion.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, there-
Just a couple of years, guys.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
I know.
2 years away. Ooh.
hard to
Well,
believe.
for you guys, the ladies probably know this, but the consignment stores, there was one in, I don't know how many of you, a number of you know about this little town called Zionsville,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
close to us. And they had a store like that. And there are a lot of wealthy people that live up around Zionsville and Carmel. And there would be these ladies that would go and like buy 6 sweaters and
Right.
never take them out of the bags and stuff like that. And then they put them in this consignment store and you go in there, it's like brand new stuff, brand new.
It's wonderful. It's really wonderful. Yeah,
For
we
2
almost
months
bought a
or
house, almost bought a house in Carmel, almost. And we called our daughter and she said, well, why don't you just move farther away from me? You know?
Where does
So
your
we
daughter
didn't.
live?
Of course,
She lives here in Richmond and that's
Okay.
really why we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand
reason.
that. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
We wondered why the heck you lived in Richmond.
I think that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to
Well-
see our granddaughter, you know, all through junior high and high school. And that was so nice.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Bob, back to you for a minute. So what is the latest now in terms of being able to come and visit? Have they relaxed it even more?
Yeah, we're pretty good, Tom. Open visitation now,
Oh,
from, I think, maybe 9 to 6, something like that. Can be an hour at a time,
Mhm.
2 people at a time, sometimes 3. You have to get permission
great.
for more than 2.
Good.
But actually now can come in the room, into my room for a little bit. So face mask are required, obviously still, but
That's a good
all the
idea.
shields are gone for employees, which they're tickled to death for. But not too bad, actually.
Good.
Pretty good. Signs are pretty good here.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Mm.
Excellent.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, then you can count on me. I'm going to be coming over to see you then soon.
Yeah, I don't have the number handy, Tom, but there's a number to call and just tell them when you're coming, that kind of stuff, and touch base. And
Well,
They let
I'll
me
arrange it
know,
with you. Yeah.
you
'cause
know, we
I'll-
figure it out from there.
Yeah, I'll call and see if I can get Andy Vandervoort and some other guys and
Yeah.
come
sure.
over and we'll drag you out of that place and take you somewhere to get whatever it
Be
is you want
super,
to get.
yeah. Look forward to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I see a few more people moving around out in the hallways and stuff, so they're starting to visit.
Oh, good.
Great.
Good.
My wife
Yes.
came back a
Good.
couple of times last week, so
Oh, good.
pretty good shape, yeah.
That's great.
Good.
A little trivia thing today, Tommy, Scott Porter's grandson has got his first golf tournament for Richmond High today.
Oh, my goodness.
So I talked to Porter yesterday for a few
Porter's
minutes. He had
grandson.
nerves, and
Gosh.
they're up at Muncie. Ryan, his son-in-law, and Rebecca's son, Linda's daughter. But they're opening up at Yorktown today at Players Club.
Oh,
And
okay.
So this
Rick
is
put off
Scott's
said he may
grand.
be by, may not. He was busy doing his stuff when he called a while ago.
Okay.
Maybe glued to the TV watching the Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Becky, so you had to go get your kitty, huh?
Yeah, she was standing in the kitchen and she was lost.
Oh.
Meowing and meowing.
Is she,
Yeah.
is she blind? Is she blind?
No.
Is that why she gets lost?
She's just she's 16
Oh.
and she gets
Okay.
she's weird. She
Well,
gets up
now-
every morning and she eats and then she likes to sleep in the cradle. But at night I have curtains closed and she usually gets into the windowsill and then into the cradle. But if the curtains are closed, she can't do that. So she goes into the bedroom after she eats the breakfast and screams. So I have to go in, pick her up, put her in the cradle, and then she's fine.
Okay.
Aw.
Behind everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's so cute.
Isn't she
Well,
cute?
at 16.
She's
that
doing
was-
well for 16. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's doing well. My youngest one, who's 11, the gray one I had on, he had to have some teeth surgery this week.
Oh, my.
And he's lost his 2 upper fangs and a whole bunch of others. And the vet doesn't know why. He just loses them. And she's not lost a one.
Huh. I've never heard of, I've never had all the years with lots of cats and never had that happen.
She's he's the only one, and I don't know. I got him from Mom when she passed away, and I noticed that his upper fangs were growing, and he was beginning to look like a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
I took him in, and they said, "Yeah, they need to come out." So
Jeez.
he's only got lower fangs.
So weird.
Well, I must admit, maybe this is a precursor to having that happen, but let's see, one of our male cats, and he is huge. He's almost 25 pounds, but he's not fat. He is just big.
Wow.
Jane Ann's called me today to make sure that I was all ready to go for tomorrow night. She's gonna sleep in the cat. We have a cat room. She's gonna sleep in the cat room and do all this finagling around so the other cats can still get their food and everything else, because first thing Monday, she's taking the cat to the vet to get his teeth cleaned.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I was like, okay, all right.
We've had our dogs' teeth cleaned, our older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
older
I have
Older
too.
dogs. Good to have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have to put them asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Becky,
Where
how
we
many
used
cats
to
do you
live,
have?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just, our neighbors where we used to live had this honest to God gigantic cat. It was a big cat and it was a fat cat. And in fact, they said, well, she's up to 30 pounds. And she was the meanest cat in the world. She was so mean. And while they were gone one time, they had our daughter, Sarah, who's now 50. And Sarah was probably about 12 and they asked her to come over to feed the cat. Sarah called me one time from over there. She had hid in a bedroom and she got on the phone because the cat was chasing her and was angry that a stranger was in the house. I mean, it's like, I had no idea cats could ever be that way. I mean, that was in your house as a pet. It's like, why would you keep that cat? But yeah, it was a huge cat and a mean cat. It was, when I think of a mean cat, I think of that one.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
When Dwayne and I were first married, we visited Dottie. She lived in Connecticut at that time. And she had Puff. And that cat chased him up the stairs and he locked himself in the bathroom. He was so scared.
Wait a minute. This is
Oh, no,
Dwayne.
This is Dwayne. This
Dwayne.
cat was mean.
Well,
Oh, you're gonna have to do that or kick her to moon. He couldn't do that. He didn't want to do that.
No,
to her,
so
but
he
it's
just.
I mean, but that's
got
about,
it. He scratched his
cats
leg.
can
and-
really mean.
He's,
We
not
got
been,
another one on
he's really
Dwayne.
not been fond of cats since then.
Oh, man.
No.
I wondered if you could buy healthcare for animals. I think you
can.
can.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody done that?
I have,
Yeah.
Did
I
it?
My
have,
daughter has for her horse.
Yeah, Nancy did.
I-
Oh, well, we did it for a horse.
and I did it for my previous dog.
Yeah, I did it for dogs.
It's dead expensive.
What
Well,
did you?
because they can, our one dog broke her leg. And we didn't have, that was $3,000 out of pocket.
Oh, my God.
Mhm.
Three?
That's when we lived in Indy and they came from Purdue and
Wow.
set it and everything. And she was fine. I mean, she didn't have any trouble, but so if you don't have insurance and something like that happens.
Yeah, it'd be like, buy kitty. No, buy dog.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
$3,000 if that were out of pocket would be, I mean, if you have, if you're comfortable spending that, that's fine. I don't know that I
Well,
would be.
they're your child, they're your children. I had
Yes.
I had a brown schnauzer that I had to finally put down when she was only 3, but she developed
Yeah.
progressive kidney disease. And just to get in the door at the specialty vets in Dayton or Indianapolis,
Mhm.
my first visit alone, just to see if they could save her, put her through all the tests, was $4,000. And I paid it.
Oh, my God.
He's like my child. So you'd think I'd be smart enough. I've got 3 dogs now, and none of them have health insurance, but I should have done it.
Yeah, that's,
Did you ask them?
They're expensive.
Mhm.
I don't
Well,
know.
ours was a puppy when this happened. So there was no, what do? I mean, you don't want to put a puppy down. She
No.
got loose and Dwayne chased her and she ran across, I think it was 75th Street at that time. And she was
Ugh.
black and a car
Oh.
hit her, didn't stop. I mean, so,
Didn't run.
yeah.
Yuck.
Well, they probably didn't even see or know what they hit or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
She was so little and dark and
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? That other cat that chased Dwayne, somehow that cat knew that. Yeah, I don't want you around me, buddy.
Cats can be that way. My son's cat, my son that lives in Dallas, every time I would visit them, they had this one cat named Max. They're all Manx cats. They don't have a tail. And every time I would go in the bedroom, I'd try to keep him out. But if he got in there, he would stand on my suitcase and not let me in my own suitcase. So I finally have to take my cell phone cord and kind of play with him until I got out in the hall and slam the door again. But he was a mean cat.
That's so funny.
Actually, he was a swimming cat too. They put him in the pool and he'd swim.
oh my
Oh,
goodness.
darn.
Well,
That's unusual for cats.
Yeah.
that
Hey.
is.
I guess Manx are known for that.
Oh, that's,
Wow.
that really is
I didn't know.
interesting. No. Mm-mm.
When,
And I also wanted to tell you that Dwayne is having a knee replacement on April the 27th. So
Oh,
Haven't talked to Felice.
Yeah.
now, you really, was yours done by, I think it's called robotics or something like that? Or was it just
It was just a doctor, just a surgeon with a knife.
Well, that's all they do in Richmond is robotics with the knee. So he is going to Newcastle.
Okay.
They have I guess they have a really good orthopedic place there. So
Does he know about the ice machine that he needs to get to take home with him?
I don't.
Seriously.
My
It's-
sister did that.
I had
Sandy,
it
I think
on.
you better have Dwayne call and talk to Felice, seriously.
Yeah.
I had it on 24 hours a day and it was wonderful. And they cost $100.
Gosh.
It's worth it. Just mention it to him. His doc may know about it.
Okay.
But just as, just make sure he's aware of it.
Okay.
So it's April when, 27th?
7th.
Okay, well, good luck to him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I ever.
Max
ever-
had his, but that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, if I
And
ever
that
have
is so much
one,
more
I'm calling
complicated
Felice.
than mine. I just had a hip replacement, some years ago, but that's such much easier surgery than a knee. So I've always been grateful it was just my hip because it was pretty easy to recover from. Of course, I was a lot younger then. when I had it done. Yeah.
I'll be done. I didn't.
Did
I
you
didn't-
have one hip replacement or two? Or did you do
One,
two?
and
One.
the other one, it was just the left one, and it's been absolutely fine. That was 2008. It was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought I needed cortisone shots. It kept hurting so much. And
You thought it was your
so
knee.
finally, I went,
Didn't you think it was your knee
what?
at first?
Oh yeah, well, the whole thing, it just hurt. It was hard to walk. And so I thought, but I thought it was my hip. I thought it was just, I just had heard about people getting cortisone shots to get some, I don't know. So that's where I went to, and the guy was like, he did an x-ray and he's like, no, it's rubbing right on there. And it's already rubbed part of the ball
Oh
away.
my goodness. Oh, that happened.
It was like, so they did it, that did the surgery, and God, it's never been a problem, knock on wood, from all these years. And the other one's always been fine. So
It's just been a year ago since I broke my hip, and what I did was break the ball off, so they had to replace the ball. But,
oh Jesus, yeah.
but
no,
it's
yeah.
been
no,
fine.
that's
If
a
I,
lot more.
if I
complicated.
sit too long, I can tell there's a problem. I just need to keep
Yeah,
moving.
that's a lot. more
Uh-huh.
than I've done. So,
Wow.
And I was a lot younger, 2000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes a
So-
difference.
Vicky, how did you fall and break the ball off, or it just?
Yes, it was so silly. I mean, I do all this gardening. I climb on ladders and things, but it was early Sunday morning. I just had a sip of coffee and went over to put a cover on a chair to keep the dogs off of it. And the cover was
Yeah.
a little too long. And I started to walk around the chair and kind of got twisted up in it and just kind of catapulted me onto my hardwood floor. I thought at first that it was just bruised, and then I looked down and my leg was going the wrong direction.
Oh,
So I had to scoot in my kitchen where I
That's it.
just put my phone on the charger. It probably took me another 20 minutes of holding my hip together and bouncing up and getting my phone, but
Oh, geez.
it was the pain was worse than childbirth.
Oh, I bet
gosh.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
That would be.
Now, that's the first time I've ever heard a lady say that there was some pain worse than childbirth.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Well, in
was-
my case, there's been a lot of pains worse than childbirth. My childbirths were not terribly painful. I was very lucky. And a 9-pound, 1 ounce baby, and a
my
9-pound,
gosh.
4 ounce baby. And
Oh my gosh.
honest to God, I maybe it's because I'm tall. They had room.
That
I
could
don't
be.
know.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have anything given to me. So it was
Wow.
fortunate. So I can't whine about, some people have terrible times. And my little daughter-in-law, who is little, she's 4'11", and then she
Ooh.
had this 8-pound baby, which, she should have had a cesarean, but it got a little too late to do that. But she suffered and lost a tremendous amount of blood. And
Oh.
and so, childbirths are all different, is what I'm trying to say. Some people have horrible
Yeah.
experiences and terribly painful.
Mine
not
was really
everybody.
bad. Mine were all, they weren't breached, but they were turned the wrong way. And what happens, you just have very hard labor until they flip themselves over at the last minute and they're born. So my first one was, labor was 22 hours and my second one was 32 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
Time.
Too long.
Oh,
That's, yeah. Well, guys,
Yeah.
I guess you're lucky, huh? That we're here.
Yeah.
We're all,
Yes.
so
there are other
Carol
things.
McMahon, what's happening weather-wise out where you are?
who are you asking me?
Yes, Carol McMahon.
Yeah.
Oh, Carol McMahon. Oh, where is-
Oh,
oh,
she's
Oh, it
not
looks
available.
beautiful.
There's some
She's
sun.
showing us.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it that well.
It's really cold though.
Is it?
oh, really?
Right, but I looked at the forecast and there's sun for a whole week.
oh,
Uh,
Good,
Good.
good.
It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Mhm.
I was just talking with my brother and sister-in-law in Northern California, Arcata, up near the border. And they said it was going to be sunny, but cold.
Mhm.
But you must be getting the same weather. That's why I asked. I wondered if it was the
Right.
same.
I'll
Right.
take the sunny. If it's sunny and cold, that's okay. I can
Yeah.
take it's this
No.
dreary stuff that I don't like.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harvey,
Um,
do you have lots of sun there most of the time or
Oh, where I am?
yes?
Well, we're in a kind of a drought, so we didn't get very much rain in the wintertime. So, and there wasn't a great snowbank up in the Sierras, which is where really the water comes from for the rest of the year. So, second year in a row that we were low on water, and it seems to be more the case every year now. We don't, when I moved out here, boy, it would rain in the wintertime. I mean, December, January, February, you get rain more days than not. And it just doesn't do that anymore. So we're always somewhat low on water. So definitely climate change, I think. But today, I mean, it's beautiful out, but it's in the 50s. I mean, it's chilly but it's real pretty. So, and from now on, we won't really have any rain. Maybe get a day or something, but we're pretty much like this. And then we'll get a lot of fog in the morning, especially in San Francisco itself. I get less of it over in Oakland, but we'll get some fog in the morning. It burns off, and then it usually be really nice in the afternoon. And sometimes the fog will roll back in. And the fog, when we do have hot weather, the fog is like the natural air conditioning system. It comes in and really cools it off. I mean, people will visit, let's say from a Scottsdale, because still doing some work. So they'll visit from Scottsdale in non-COVID times, and they'll come in, and they come in from 100 degrees or 95 degrees, come to San Francisco, and it'll be 63 in August.
Mhm.
So everybody, they'll freeze. So it's kind of an unusual place.
Is that right?
20 minutes from here, if they go further out in the East Bay to a place like Walnut Creek, it'll be 90 degrees. So be there at 90, be at my place at about 68, and be in the city, it'll be 62.
Wow.
In about
That's
30 or
good.
40 minutes, really.
Yeah.
We've already
Been
had
to San
96.
Diego, and San Diego was nice. It would be warm,
Yeah,
very warm in the afternoon, and then cool off at night.
they have pretty.
And I love that.
Yeah, it's a nice town.
So
Dwayne
Ron,
Cousin lives there.
Ron Siders. So rub it in. So what's your weather like today?
Right now it's fixing to rain.
Oh,
Back on the lower end of that same system, I think it's going through you guys right now.
okay.
Yeah, we've had some rain. So what's your temperature like?
Lately it's been in about the mid 80s.
Where are you?
And it's
Ron, where are you?
So I'm outside of Gainesville, Florida.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
But the humidity's starting to come back, so that's the bad part about the weather here.
So for those who don't know, so Gainesville is further north, right? It's northern part of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
About 80 miles south of Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys get the pollen down in Florida like we do in some of the other southern cities?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We
Lots.
just got finished with most of it. So, yeah, early part of March to early part of April is usually very bad with the pollen. If you have a black vehicle like I've got, it turns yellow. You can
I
wash it
go
off
to.
one day and the next day it's back on thick again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the rain just makes it worse.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Like mustard.
That's
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah, we have live oak here that's just, right now, it's just covering everything and my blue truck is just, it's yellow.
It's
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Becky, are you in Texas? I can't remember where
Yeah.
you are.
Yes. Yeah. I'm right outside of Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, we've already had 96 degrees.
Wow. Wow.
We're down to 79 right now, but it's coming.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Well, how's it, Nancy Best? How are you in Texas? How warm
I'm
is it?
fine. It's sunny today. It's supposed to be, it's about 75 because that
Oh, that's
got a little cool front coming through last night.
full front 75.
Yeah, but last week it got to 86. So
Okay.
Man.
Gosh.
So, hey, we were all on pins and needles because I think it was last week that you were going to run off to that big canasta tournament or something.
oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
So how'd
It
you
wasn't a
do?
tournament. It was just playing. It was all, we all came back. Yeah, not as many came that we anticipated. People are still being hesitant, which is good. It's over. And so no, our clubhouse is open and all the clubs are opening up but they said if anybody gets COVID, they're going to shut everything down again. So,
Okay.
you know,
Do
but
they wear when they go to these clubs?
they
They wear masks.
okay, they said we wanted everybody to wear a mask and
Right.
we wanted to find out if everybody could be vaccinated. And they said, you can't do that. It's against the HIPAA rules.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Why?
HIPAA, the association of the HOA association says it's against the HIPAA rules to ask.
Oh, to even to ask.
I
So
understand
we
that.
request that they wear a mask. They all walk in with one and then they take them off. And I understand that at first.
that's what we did too.
Yeah. So it's
I don't
okay.
quite understand that.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
quite
absolutely.
get taking them off. And when you don't know who you're around, that you
Right.
could be, I don't know. It does, I guess I really haven't quite understood not being able to wear them.
You can wear them if you want, but.
Right.
Well, I know,
it's
but I
the
don't know
other
why
day.
people would that.
Yeah.
We've known several people, older people,
Yeah.
that have refused now to get their vaccinations. The one
Yeah.
that belonged to our doctor friend's wife will not get a vaccination. And anyway, it's like there's several people like that and they don't wear masks and they don't get their vaccination. And I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure what the mentality is.
I have a neighbor across the street that said she doesn't believe in him and her grandson lives with him and she's not getting one either. And I tried to tell her, I said, she's like in her 80s. And I said, if you just get one, her name's Zella. I said, Zella, if you would just get one, you might still get it, but you wouldn't die or end up in the hospital. Trying to give her reasons why she needed to get that. But
No, I know several people that won't get it. So,
Freedom.
that's right. This one lady friend, she says, I've never had vaccines. I don't like needles. I've never had vaccines. And I said, and she said, and I won't get sick. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You might be carrying it to everyone else, lady, but okay.
Yeah. But the majority, I'd say probably 95% of the people where I live have probably got it.
Yeah, same
Which
with
is a
us.
good thing. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the thing on Facebook today from Richmond. You know how Richmond has all those, I don't know who puts all that stuff in.
history stuff.
But I love it. I mean, I love all that old Richmond stuff. But it showed all of the, in 1950, all of the iron lungs that.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah.
For polio.
Wasn't that amazing? That's
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And
Huh.
now, you know, and it's like people now, you get your polio vaccine, but polio hasn't been prevalent for so many decades. The people now there's a lot of people now refusing to get them. They say, well, you know, polio.
Oh, they should get them. Oh, goodness.
I know, it's just like, what in the
Well, just
world?
like the flu shot. A lot of people don't get the flu shot.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Shingle shot, same thing.
That's right.
I agree.
Pneumonia.
Yeah,
And
Goes
pneumonia.
on and
I
on.
just wish that people that didn't want to get them, that's fine, but could you just stay home? I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know, not be around the rest of us.
You
That's-
could still be a
that's
carrier.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
If I have a neighborhood event or something, that person across the street won't be invited. She's
Yeah.
probably gonna run into that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
Tommy, I watched the
Yeah.
tape of last week. And I thought it was really interesting because everybody was talking about the Baylor Gonzaga game and who people thought were going to win
Yeah.
it. And
Mhm.
being from Washington, you know, we were rooting for Gonzaga and it was just sad.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Baylor, I had to say, Baylor was absolutely amazing.
They did a
They
good
were
job,
amazing.
didn't they?
They
Yeah.
were.
They were amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gonzaga played totally different with Baylor than they did the Saturday before. You know, because
Yeah,
that's how they won to go into it. I mean, they were amazing, and I thought it was really going to be tougher than it was.
mhm.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
But I felt sorry for them because those boys started crying and they were upset.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
but you have to be, I know.
But they had a good record. I mean, no
They had
losses
great
the whole
record.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, both teams played extremely
they did.
well.
Yes, they
And that was exciting to me. It was like, wow.
Baylor's a good school. It really is a very good school.
So that was exciting.
Well, you know, when we were talking last Saturday, that was before the Saturday games.
I know.
It was before the Saturday game.
Oh, that Gonzaga, that was one of the best games I've ever seen. in my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, after, you know, I watched the Baylor game first and I knew that they were really going to be in for it. After I watched that Baylor game, I thought, uh-oh. And Nancy, I kept sending Nancy text messages saying, may the best team win.
You did not.
Yes, I did. And I never got a response from you.
I never got them.
Well, what the heck?
Wonder why.
I sent them to her home number.
No.
No, these were because you know, sometimes I've done that. So
Yeah.
I always
Oh,
go
no,
out.
Tom, I never got any from you.
Look in your junk mail.
She's calling you
But
love.
Texas go to your, by your,
About those messages.
Send a message. Now the problem is I've got two mobile phone numbers for you.
well, one of them is disconnected. That's the landline.
That's the one you used, huh?
Okay.
Well, tell
So
him the
which
right
is
number.
which is your good number now? 527-2324 or 864-2119?
864.
864 what? The rest of
It's 386-864-2119. It's my Florida phone number when I lived in Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Well, now see, Nancy, I have messages from you. Let's see, March 25th, 2020, then August 3rd.
That
Hello,
was from the
Tom.
386 number.
And then August 4th. And that was to this other number. And so then I sent her a message that said, good luck, great first half. Then on Monday, I said, may the best team win. And then after, may the best team win. And at the end, I said, congratulations, a great game.
Oh,
And
I
you
wish
heard
I'd gotten them. I'm sorry.
So.
No, I was
so I
watching
thought,
that.
well, she's just really being nasty.
No, I wasn't. I promise.
No,
I
I
was
didn't.
very happy.
No, I figured there must have been something gone wrong that I
Yeah.
just didn't get, but I kept thinking, well, I've got messages from her on this number. So I thought that
Well,
was the number to use.
It was about a year ago when I took that
That makes
landline
sense.
down.
I have
Mhm.
some, yeah. That makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyway, so.
Well, I know
Yeah,
your thoughts were good.
there was just no way. I mean, there were just raining threes from all those players. It was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, my goodness.
No,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a movie,
Yeah.
like a movie.
But after that game Saturday night, I even thought, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have anything left on Monday night.
And I think that's why they didn't play very well. They were worn out.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah,
Tough,
they
tough
were.
game.
But I was watching the messages from Harvey, and I kind of felt like, you know what? I want them to win, but I'm not going to feel, if they don't win, I kind of feel like I felt like I couldn't lose one way or the other, because that way then IU still has the record, if you
Yeah,
want
they
to call
should
it.
have
a-
last game, right?
Yeah.
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 Time 1976.
Yeah.
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 I wish that I were able to send you guys the articles that they had in the newspaper one of the sports sections a week ago, when it was, coming up, making a big deal about being 31-0 or whatever it was. And Gonzaga was going into this thing 30-0. But there were just a couple of, and I think I mentioned it last week, there were a couple of really great articles about Bobby Knight, about that team. I mean, they were really good articles.
Indianapolis and the state of Indiana got a lot of great credit for running a terrific
Yes,
tournament.
Yes.
Everything was
They
in
did.
hand,
Yes.
they did.
Yes, we did.
and it went so smoothly that
Right.
terrific job.
Yes.
Yeah,
The city is kind of built for that kind of stuff, though, Harvey. They did that for the Super Bowl, and I mean, it's just everything is in one place, basically.
It was
Which
great
is-
the way it came off. I mean, they just kept talking about how
Yeah,
great it was.
they were.
Indianapolis has changed so much over the years. When we were kids, it wasn't
Oh, yeah.
really very nice. And
Right.
now it's
Right.
just, it is
it's a-
really nice.
It's really a cosmopolitan city now.
Yes.
It's a really nice city. Mhm.
Indianapolis.
it all started years ago. And I was kind of like, I'm not going to say I was on the inside, but my firm was real involved. And so as a partner, I knew what was going on. But it started where they decided that they were going to go after it. It was a strategic move on the part of the city. And they set up an organization called the Indiana Sports Corporation.
Corporation.
That kind of led it. And then the first big event was the Pan American Games that they held in Indianapolis. And it was, venues, they had to have venues all over for all those different events. It was like a little mini Olympics.
Olympics, yeah.
Yeah. And they pulled that one off. And then they started going after all these various sports associations, like rowing, gymnastics, whatever it was,
Bicycle.
to try to get them all to, move their headquarters to Indianapolis. Of course, we got the NCAA finally, but yeah, so it's just
When they built the velodrome and all that, wasn't it, Mike or Tom?
that was part of it. They built
Part
the
of it,
velodrome.
The Belladrome.
Yeah.
Guy
So,
named Mark Miles pretty involved in that time.
Yeah, way back then. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I knew Mark
Yeah.
from college, yeah.
Yeah.
Out
So
to
anyway,
racetrack
so
now.
it was a strategic move from the get-go on the part of Indianapolis, and they just always really tried to focus in on doing a great job for all those different sporting events, and it's paid off. For a small city to get the Super Bowl, that's kind of unusual.
That's amazing.
Because India is a real small market compared to all those other big cities.
Yep.
So,
And all
Yeah.
that was Bill Hudnut and Senator Lugar, wasn't it? Tommy, basically.
started off with
Started with
Lugar,
Hudnut. Well, Luger and then Hudnut, yeah.
Lugar, then Hudnut, and then it was Steve. What was Steve last night?
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith.
Oh, I
These,
forgot about him.
these mayors, they were all just, they they really are always approached running the city like a business. But Luger's the one who really pulled it off, because so many cities are still have the county government is separate from the city government. And he pulled something together called UNIGOV.
UNIGOV.
And it all pulled together into one. And when that happened, then it just kind of like, boom, everything took off.
Tom, there was a lady that was head of the Indianapolis Convention Center back then. Remember her name at all?
No, I don't. I remember who you're talking about, but I don't remember her name.
Dynamite gal.
Yeah.
She was a real force in all that too.
Yeah. So,
Well, guys, I'm going to have to go. I'm puppy sitting. It's time for them to go out. It was nice when they lived next door, but now I got to get in the car and drive about 2 miles.
Oh,
okay.
dear. Okay.
Well, be sure you feed the cats first.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, they've got a cat too, and he is very lonesome right now.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a very, very old lab that just, it's hard for him to get around. And I'm sorry to say, but I think it's time.
Mhm.
And then they got this rambunctious little female that's just all over the place. And so it was chilly this morning, so I left him inside. So now it's time to go let him outside. I go back again about 8 o'clock and let them inside.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you bring them to your house?
My cat. It's bad enough. I have 3 cats and the neighbor's chicken.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Because she comes over and pecks on the back door and she wants her bread. And,
Aw.
and we bought her some mealworms and she likes that. But yeah, I've got enough menagerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
And I have to do my physical therapy. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, so I gotta do 2 other
You're a
things.
busy lady.
Okay, well, see you next week, Becky.
See ya.
Okay,
Great.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Becky.
Have a good week, everybody.
Okay.
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
You too.
Y'all, I wanted to tell you, I got a text from Shirley Smith this morning. And I don't have any details. She just went kind of through a list of issues, but she has a spinal stimulator that helps her work properly, and it's on the blink. And she's also getting a heart monitor on Monday morning because she can't get her blood pressure and her breathing regulated. So she's pretty optimistic that everything's going to work out, but she said she hasn't felt like Zooming lately, and she wanted me to tell you all hi.
Okay. Well, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hope you get better.
yeah.
Do you?
Do you remember, I'm sorry, excuse me, but do you remember Patty Dixon at all? She died. She
I
was in
saw
our class.
that.
She
I
died.
saw that.
I don't
Oh,
know
who
whether
that
you
is.
heard that or not, but
I'm gonna look her up.
Yeah, I recognized her when I looked at the, well, they had a.
Yeah,
picture
the
of her.
newspaper had her graduating picture instead
Yeah.
of what she looks like now. So right away recognized her.
Yeah, I did too.
Now, what newspaper did you see this in?
The Palladium.
Oh,
Now, didn't you got, I thought I
think it's like
finally
him.
sent her obituary.
Yeah, I
maybe
got,
I
you
think
did.
you did,
I
Tommy.
must have missed.
I
must
saw
have
it.
missed that
Yeah,
some way.
because Betsy had sent it to me.
2
And then
weeks
when I sent out the reminder last week, I meant to send it, or maybe the week before, and I forgot. And then Betsy reminded me, and I'm glad you did, Betsy, because I go back through every week and I look at past emails, and I usually have them all flagged, the ones that I need to include with the reminder email. And I somehow missed that. It was too far down. And I just missed it. Yeah, so I did send her obituary. It was a very nice obituary. And I remember her from school. I didn't really know her, but for some reason I remembered her. And I don't know, sometimes I remember more people if I had gone to test with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she went to test or not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, okay, now let's see, there was something. Oh, Jane, so you can rub it in. So what's your temp today?
Well, when I played pickleball this morning, it was 70, but now it's up to 85 and it's sunny. It's nice.
Well, that was
Yeah.
very pleasant there in
5
Arizona.
isn't bad at all.
Yeah, because
No.
what's your
But-
humidity? About 10%?
Yeah.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get a little cooler next week, but we have been up to the 90s already.
Wow.
I
Well,
have,
we've been up to the 80s already.
I have my air conditioner going.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was almost 80 here one day, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It got to hit 81 here. Yeah. It was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty warm out.
you went in Terre Haute or so.
Okay.
So, Carol, does it ever get up to 80 where you live? Oh, it does.
August, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes early September,
Really?
Wow.
but
Okay.
it doesn't stay, you know,
Right.
it gets cool every evening.
Mm-hmm. Which is nice. Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not- If
It's
you can
nice.
make it through the winter, you know, it's a
Yeah.
great place to live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, Jane, how's Jim doing? Is he hanging in there?
He's doing really well. He's
Oh,
feeling
good.
very good.
Oh, good.
Next week is Debbie's 70th birthday. So her daughter has arranged a drive-by birthday, or, you know, where people drive by,
Yeah,
and drop
yeah.
off cards.
Now, is that at their house? That,
Yeah,
that'd
she
be-
doesn't know, Debbie doesn't know about it.
That's such a good idea for
Aw,
where they
Jim
that
is
live.
able
is.
to be there and greet people, but
Very cute.
2 things: he can't work in the garden this whole summer because of the spores and the soil.
Mhm.
Oh,
But he did get the okay that he can get on his tractor and mow the grass. So he
oh,
good.
Oh,
that.
good.
So
Good.
yeah,
So
but
we'll be able to get outside. Good.
he all his blood work's good, but I think he's having I don't know if it's a spinal tap or whatever, for one more check to see how he's doing. And I think that's next week, but everything looks really good.
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 That's
Good.
Where did
Yeah.
they move to? They used to live on Edgewood, so where did they actually move to?
They still live there.
Oh, they
Yeah,
still
it's-
live in, but I thought they sold that.
No, they're still out in Edgewood with all that yard.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is
Now
beautiful.
they live real close to where I used to live.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that used to be our driveway, and then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
so
Yep.
he's doing well and feeling good, and
Good.
hopefully Debbie will be, he hasn't been able to see his grandson at all, and I guess they're gonna bring him up next
Oh, yeah.
weekend, but
Oh.
he'll see him from a distance.
Oh, good.
How old is he now, Jane?
He'll be a year next month.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
That's neat.
yeah,
Glad he's doing well.
yeah.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's been walking now for a couple months, and
Wow.
my niece just quit her job, so she's a full-time stay-at-home mom now.
Oh, good.
Good.
Happy about that. So
Mhm.
Good,
all is well.
Good.
good.
Nice to
Betsy,
hear.
Yeah, Betsy and TK. So, have you heard from your son and daughter-in-law since they finally went back, and how are they doing?
Well,
The opener is they came back.
They did.
And you
What?
weren't gonna tell us?
they were here like 4 days last weekend, and then they got vaccinated because Germany's so far behind. And
Mhm.
Wisconsin had opened up to anybody.
Oh,
Good.
good.
I think 16 or older, anybody could get a shot. And Wisconsin somehow has done a great
Really
job.
good job.
Yeah.
Good.
Indiana's the same way, I think. I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that.
Indiana's the same way.
And,
Texas
and North
too.
Carolina is
Yeah.
also.
Mhm.
So
Texas
they
too.
decided
Texas
that
too.
Those
They
Arizona.
did not to get sick, so they thought it's the best way not to get sick.
And they found round trip
So they
cattle car tickets on Lufthansa, but there were more people than the last time, which was
yeah.
4 or
On the
8
flight,
in
yeah.
first class and 12, I think, in the rest of the thing.
But they got the J&J since it was a one-shotter.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then, but they didn't feel very good for a couple of days after that. They really did
Oh,
not.
really?
Really?
For anybody who you hear about who might want to try that, they feel good now, but they didn't for a couple of days.
But they have since flown back now.
Well, our son is actually visiting some friends, but our daughter-in-law went back. She had a program she was starting back sooner.
In Berlin.
So he's still in the visiting friends.
Okay. Oh, so she went back to this thing that she's starting up is in Berlin? Really?
Yeah, that's a program of, you had to apply for it, you got accepted. Was it 30 people who are interested in startups?
Starting their own business. And so they're looking to see if they can connect with somebody else that might make sense as a partner for this business and so on.
And
Oh,
then there's some backers who
Some
want to throw
financial
money
backers.
at it. It's the idea.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well,
okay,
I
guys,
don't know.
I'm gonna go. Nice to
Okay,
see you.
see you, Christy.
Thank you,
Tell
see you.
Max hi.
Christy.
I will.
Bye-bye, Chris.
Bye, bye.
See, Chrissy.
If you're not familiar with the geography of Germany, Munich and Berlin are not real close.
No, about
Not.
150 kilometers
right.
apart, yeah.
No, they're going to be visiting each other for 10 weeks. Yeah. Because
Okay.
Ah.
in Munich and she'll be in Berlin and
They had a lot of practice in their courting days of starting in 2014. She was all over Europe working for McKinsey, and he was in
Frankfurt.
and also Cologne, Kern.
Mm.
So our gifts to them usually were buying them tickets so
So-
they could get.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, so they will be remembering what it was like to have to long distance relationship,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they should do fine.
Yeah, that's 10 weeks, I think, her program. I told her
Okay.
she got lucky and made a lot of money, that we're still here, so.
Yeah,
Our suffering parents
yeah.
and grandparents would be great, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's-
And, we've been recommending movies to one another, and I cannot remember now if someone had recommended The Pianist.
I've seen that.
A
years
long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago.
It's
Oh,
good.
Well-
It's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, we
I've seen
started
it
to
too.
watch it, and Jane Ann got so upset, she says, I can't keep watching this.
Oh,
Wow.
So I might finish watching it tonight, but Harvey, have you ever seen that?
I think that I have, but
What was it, Tom?
I can't remember it.
Called The Pianist.
Pianist.
Yeah.
And it's about this fellow, in Warsaw, Poland. I was thinking of this because of Poland and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And so it was right before the outbreak of World War II, and this Jewish family, and this guy's just a fantastic concert pianist, classical pianist. And then it just shows how it all played out, how terrible it was.
Yeah.
Very beginning, and how they moved everybody into the Warsaw ghetto and all that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My wife's mother was in the ghetto.
In
Who
Warsaw?
was she?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Really?
Right.
I didn't-
In the Warsaw ghetto.
Yeah, yeah. Rosie's parents were Polish, and they each were married with children, and their spouses and their children were killed.
Oh.
They knew each other slightly, and at the end of the war, they went back, and you look up who's left, and they got married. Rosie was born in a displaced persons camp in Germany. And
Oh, I'll be
she came to
darned.
Minneapolis when she was 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, Harvey.
Harvey, just in the last 5 years, they have a new museum in Warsaw that talks about the whole history of
Yeah.
Jewish population in the Warsaw area. And it's really really, it sits right at the border of where the Ghetto
Right.
was. and it's
Yeah.
Really,
Has Rosie been back there?
Well,
Or
we've
does-
been to Germany, but she does not want to go to Poland.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
I don't blame
Understand.
her either.
When
Yeah.
her parents went back to Poland after the war, just to see who's left and relatives and things like that, people weren't real kind to them then. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
the worst camps are in Poland, Auschwitz and so forth. They're in Poland.
right.
Yeah.
A lot of Polish folks were killed in those camps too, so I don't understand why they would not be by that.
Yeah, well, I mean, gypsies, homosexuals, many,
Yeah,
a lot of death. Yeah.
yeah, so that was not good.
Harvey, someday will you have Rosie join you so we can meet her?
Yeah, sure. She said hello before, but I'll have
Oh,
her
I
on.
didn't see her.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't see her either.
Okay, okay.
Last time I
Guest appearance.
we had dinner.
Yeah, I guessed appearance.
Talking about things to watch, I just started watching, maybe others have already said this before. I think it's on PBS, it's called The Atlantic Crossing.
I started watching that, yeah.
Yeah, and that, I just now started watching, it's in the World War II and the Norwegian, but I guess royal family then gets comes across the US and lives while they're trying to.
I thought it was pretty good. I watched just the first episode, I guess.
Anybody been watching the PBS special on Hemingway?
Yeah, I watched about.
Kind of interesting, yeah.
He's quite a guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
A little crazy.
Yeah.
A little crazy, yeah.
Just a little. Yeah.
That's for Susie to, you can analyze Susie.
Just a little. Yeah, he was just a little.
Several years ago, Jim Hoke recommended a movie, I think, called The Rider.
Just going to wait a minute.
The Rider, R-I-D-E-R.
Oh, the writer.
I watched that. Did anybody else watch that?
No,
Didn't.
It is just excellent. It's-
really?
It is just excellent. And it's a true.
What's it about?
It's a true story.
Oh,
And it's about a rodeo rider. And
Oh,
he's
the
in
Rider, R-I-D-E-R.
R-I-D-E-R, yeah.
DER, and I think I got it through Amazon Prime, and then you had to go to
I think so, yeah.
some other little platform. I forget the name of it, but it was a really powerful movie because it is a true story. I'm not
Okay.
going to tell you something that's just really important about it, but because I think Jim said don't find out a whole lot about it before you watch it.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm really glad I didn't. So,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay. The rider.
Thank you.
rider. Mhm.
Okay. And then I believe that he mentioned another one that was directed by the same person.
Yes, Nomad Land.
Yes.
No- Okay,
Heard
so
that's
that
good.
same person did Nomad.
Yes.
That's up for an Academy Award.
It is.
Yes. I mean,
I
that's,
haven't seen it, but I've,
it's just really good.
With the
It
right,
is.
Nomad is also,
Huh?
is Nomad Land also good?
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
did you have to rent or buy the rider, Carol?
No, it was free.
Because I've been to my Amazon Prime and it says I have to rent it. Oh, for $1.99. I guess I can.
Same here, Jane. So the Rider and Nomad Land, I think, were not on the usual, they're not on Prime or Netflix, I think. And I think they're a couple of bucks, $3, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
it-
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Well, that'll be my Saturday night activity then.
Yeah,
there you
I'll
go.
splurge.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll even have a glass of wine and watch the rider.
There
That's
you
what
go.
popcorn. Any popcorn?
I have some popcorn too.
Okay.
I have Costco popcorn.
so TK, if you were opening a bottle of wine, where is it? Or were you just opening it to breathe?
He's been drinking it.
I had one glass. It was the Pepsi had a Cabernet, both California, I think. Yeah, Washington.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you could have done that in front of us. I mean, you didn't have to hide
He
it.
was drinking it.
All
He was
right.
drinking it.
Yeah.
She's-
he was.
I saw him drinking it.
I saw him drinking it.
And hey, you
Yeah.
guys, like they're on Central Time, so it's early.
Yeah. It's
Play
only
with bugs
20
somewhere.
here. It's too early.
They're getting an early start. Well, hey, it's 4:20. I tell you what, I thought that this next time when I put out the video of this, that I will officially tell everybody that, hey, we're having the luncheon on this day.
Okay.
I was really kind of waiting, Bob, to hear back from Frank's daughter. I just wanted to
Kristen,
talk
yeah,
to her.
Kristen Alder,
Yeah, make sure everything's okay, but I'll plan on putting that out officially next week.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
won't be here next Saturday. I'm going to Palm Springs, so.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute, who's in Palm Springs?
Well, I'm going with a friend who has a timeshare that's about to expire, so I said I
Oh,
would.
good
go
idea.
along with-
Oh, okay.
Gotta
Yeah,
use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Palm
Yeah.
Been warm there.
awesome.
Okay.
yeah. I don't know
Good.
if you guys have been to
Great
Palm
time.
Springs, but it's a real dump.
Oh, yeah.
right.
It's so gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Okay. Well, I won't be
I'll
with you.
let you know if
either.
we're staying in a dump.
Yeah,
got
okay.
it.
No, just take some pictures and then you can share them
Okay,
with
I'll
us.
send pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, please
Send
do.
us pictures,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, well,
I'm gonna be, Tommy, on my way to Michigan next week, babysitting the 3 grandchildren. So I will not be with you either, or the
Okay.
following week. And the week
Wow.
after that, I will probably be in the mental hospital.
yeah.
Are you by yourself, Felice?
Yes, I'm gonna be all by myself with them.
Ooh.
How
I
old are they?
know.
What
How
age?
old are they?
They're 10, 7, and 6. And
Oh.
2 girls and a
Yeah,
boy.
right.
And they go to
Perfect.
school, and that's really good.
Bless you, my lord.
Yes, that's good.
I know, so I can have wine when they're at school.
Boy, those, you know what? Those are close. They're close in ages. That means they probably fight with one another.
Oh, I know, they do.
Uh,
They do. Whatever,
boy.
I'm the grandma, they can do whatever they want. you know?
Okay, well, have fun.
Wow,
Have
thank
fun.
you. Yeah, I'll miss
Never
y'all.
check your earphones.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you next week then.
Okay.
Okay.
You will be
Okay.
with us.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week.
Have a good week,
Okay, bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See all of you.
Okay, see ya. See you, Ronnie.
See you, Tom.
Yeah, I'll get something put together, Bob.
No problem. I'm here.
I know you are.
Thanks, bud. See you later.
Okay. Bye, Diane.
Bye-bye.
It got real dark where you are all of a sudden.
Well, I don't know what it is. It's the way that light comes in the window.
Yeah, that's what does it. It's the backlight that'll do it.
I don't have to move or anything. It just happens.
Okay, it must be, okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
have a good week.
you too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye, bye.